Hey entrepreneur, this is Mark Newsom, Mr. Marketing. Welcome to this special presentation entitled Marketing Tactics versus Marketing Strategies. How consistently implementing the right one can and will ultimately lead to some big profits. Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, you're going to quickly determine whether or not your business, product, or service is better off using what some people deem your marketing strategies or tactics. And the reason why you want to make this distinction is because one of them will make you a lot of money really quickly, while the other one is effective, but it's more of your secondary process after you've settled on your first. So here's what you need to think about. Sometimes your business, product, or service is better off using tactics. Other times it's better off using strategies. Now, the basic difference between the two for you and I is simply this. Your marketing strategy is what you consistently do long term to create that all-important first-time customer or client. And a tactic or tactics might be a specific thing you do right now in order to, say, create a repeat customer. So to give you a concrete example, your marketing strategy might be that you put an insert and piggyback inside another small business owner, service provider's outgoing mail. In other words, you know how sometimes when you get your cable bill, you open it up and there's some sort of advertisement in there, a little flyer. Okay, same thing. Now that's your strategy. Now this customer comes in and says, hey, because you are a valued customer of company X, come in and they're going to do X, Y, and Z for you and save you money on your first purchase. So you come in to redeem this coupon. When you do, the tactic that they're going to use now is they give you a bounce back coupon. And those of you not familiar with that concept, you may know it as under another term. Basically, this is just a little coupon that they date stamp and give to you and say, hey, if you come back within 5 days, you get, say, 15% off, 20% off, whatever. But if you bring back a new non-first-time customer with you who's over 18, they'll give you an additional 10% or 25% off your total purchase. So in other words, they're trying to leverage the fact that you know some people, bring them with you, and will ethically bribe you to do so. That's a tactic. But the strategy that you use to get them to initially get this customer was maybe a joint venture. So that's what we're talking about between the difference between tactics and strategy. So let's take a look here at the basic difference between implementing marketing tactics or marketing strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to picture a table right in the middle of your store, a little display table. And if you're offline, let's say that you rent a booth at some offline function, a trade show or something. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to put on one part of that table your product or service. And then in a bowl, I want you to put a stack of $100 bills. Now here's the point. If 100 people, your ideal customer or clients, get in line and come up to your booth and they have a chance to take your product or service, and we're presuming now that your product or service has a perceived value of $100. If your product is $5,000 and we're saying there's $5,000 of cash in there. Now here's the point. Given this choice, 100 of your ideal customers or clients, would they choose the cash, or in this case the $100 bill, or your product and service? Entrepreneur, if a majority of them choose the money, here's what you need to take away from that. Your customers and clients, mine included, will always choose, and by choose we're saying translate that into buy, exactly what they want, not necessarily what they need. Now let me give you an example of what I'm talking about here. Let's suppose you live in an area where it gets really cold in the winter, it actually snows. So you offer a service that saves people money on their heating bill. Now, if you're deluded or a newbie, you say, oh, well, everybody needs my service. Wrong. Say what? That's wrong. Whether they need it or not is irrelevant. What you better figure out is, do they want it? Because entrepreneur, if they don't want it, you're wasting your time. Now, let me ask you a question. How many of you listening to this don't feel you need to have some money set aside for your retirement? And we're not just talking about Social Security here. Okay. Do you have any kind of IRA or any kind of retirement program set up? No. Well, you need it. So why don't you have it? Because right now you'd rather spend your money on something else. Entrepreneur, here's the point. You better start selling wants and not needs, or you're going to have a rough time of it. You got to give people what they want, irregardless of what you think they may need. So on that note, for those of you who want to discover how you can add an additional 25% more gross profit to your bottom line and do so in the next 90 days or less without having to add any new customers or clients, an entrepreneur, grab that free 9-page special report. All you got to do to get it is head over to youcanmarketonlinenow.com/sales. This is Mark Newsom, Mr. Marketing. We'll see you again next time on the Marketing Minute.